what's up everyone? It's me, Joseph Cavagnaro, back at it again with another Amiibo unboxing. Right in front of me, I have the Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo. So for the second episode of the second season, I think I'll have, well, it's kind of like two Amiibos. It is one Amiibo though, but it's two characters, Donkey Kong and Pauline. Wait a minute, before I tear into the packaging, I just wanted to compare the packaging real quick. Okay, so to compare the Donkey Kong Bonanza Amiibo unbox, well, to compare the boxes, I have the Donkey Kong Amiibo. Well, this one was from 2015, and it is sealed in box, so yeah. If we take a look at the packaging here, on the back here, it advertises Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. You could level it up to 50. And on the back here, it just says, use Amiibo accessories in many compatible games. There are a lot of compatible games with this Amiibo. Yeah. However, I don't own every game that's compatible with these Amiibo, such as the Switch 2 game Donkey Kong Bonanza. But yeah, because I don't have a Switch 2. So that's a comparison of the packaging. Little blast from the past there. Wow, it's been a decade since Amiibos came out. But anyway, inside here, inside the box, you get the Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo. They used to have little NFC blockers on them, so that way so that you couldn't scan them in store. But anyway, they no longer have the NFC blocker. It used to be a piece of tape, and then it was a piece of paper, and now it's just not there. Here's what the bottom of the packaging looks like. So anyway, here's the Donkey Kong Amiibo and Pauline. So let's compare him to his Super Smash Bros. Here's the Donkey Kong Amiibo. And the Super Mario series Donkey Kong Amiibo. What I noticed is that the Bonanza Amiibo is definitely looks way more detailed. But yeah. And B, it also definitely looks different and yeah, a lot more detailed. But yeah. Now to test it in every single game, well, that I own. Whether you're playing Super Smash Bros. 3DS, Wii U, or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, when you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza Amiibo in the game, you actually get a fighter player, which you can level up to 50, which is pretty cool, huh? In the game Style Savvy Fashion Forward for the Nintendo 3DS, when you tap the Donkey Kong Amiibo into the game, I said when you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza Amiibo into the game, yeah, I think you get like a special item, which is really cool. When you tap the Donkey Kong Amiibo into the game Mario Party The Top 100, you actually get a DK bonus coin. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you get that the new Donkey Kong Amiibo works in this game. In the video game Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Amiibo you can use that Amiibo and level it up in Knockout Challenge, which is pretty cool. Although with this figure, you can only it will only work if you erase the game data first. Whether you're playing the 3DS, Wii U, or Nintendo Switch version of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, you will get either 1 or 2 1-ups when you tap in Donkey Kong. Whether you're playing the Wii U or Switch version of Breath of the Wild, you'll get random items when you tap in the Donkey Kong Amiibo. Whether you're playing the Wii U or the deluxe version of Mario Kart 8, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Amiibo, you get the Donkey Kong Mii Racing Suit. Yeah, this is with the Donkey Kong Bonanza Amiibo, which I find pretty cool. In the video game Mario Party Star Rush, when you tap the amiibo, the Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo, you actually get Donkey Kong joining with Double Dice, which is really cool. When you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo in Super Mario Maker, you actually get the Donkey Kong costume. Sadly, no Pauline. When you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo into the game Amiibo Tap Nintendo's Greatest Bits, you get a playable demo of either a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo game. Sadly, this demo has been discontinued as it was only available on the Wii U eShop. And yeah, it's been discontinued. Whether you're playing Pokken Tournament or Pokken Tournament Deluxe on the Switch, when you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you actually get a random item. Whether you're playing the 3DS, Wii U, or Switch version of Hyrule Warriors, you will get a random item when you scan in the Donkey Kong amiibo. In the video game Kirby Star Allies, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get some random items as well. In the video game Fire Emblem Three Houses, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you can get some items. Whether you're playing the new 3DS or the Nintendo Switch version of Fire Emblem Warriors, you will get random items when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo. Whether you're playing the Wii U or 3DS version of Yoshi's Woolly World, you will get the Donkey Kong Yoshi when you tap in Donkey Kong. Whether you're playing the Nintendo 3DS or the Nintendo Switch version of Miitopia, when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, you end up getting the Donkey Kong clothing. So yeah, that's actually really cool that you can use the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo and get unique clothing. In the video game Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get some items. In the video game Hey Pikmin, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap the Donkey Kong amiibo into the video game Chibi Robo Ziplash, you get 50 coins. Oh, you also get the uncommon category Donkey Kong Pose into the machine. That's very interesting. Whether you're playing the 3DS or the Wii U version of Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, you get the Donkey Kong levels in that game. In the video game Fire Emblem Three Houses, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get some random items that appear. In the video game Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, you can expend 10 HP and summon this unit for one turn. You could do that, but I'm not going to. In the video game Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get some items. I know someone who's gonna like this next one. In the video game Kirby and the Forgotten Land, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you get some random items as well. Please don't ask me if this works in the Nintendo Switch 2 version, as I do not own that version of the game, and I don't own a Switch 2 either. Anyway, in the video game Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you also get random items. In the video game Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you actually get a superstar. Normally you would get a 1-up, but this time you get a superstar. In the video game Super Mario Galaxy, it has to be Mario Galaxy 1+2. It can't be the 3D All-Stars version. But when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, you get some star bits. Same for Super Mario Galaxy 2. When you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you also get some star bits. I really like the Galaxy 1+2. Not $70 but it's still a great game. I definitely had fun with it. It was a little bit hard returning it to the library, but yeah, I did get it back to the library so other people could play it. Anyway, in the game Super Mario Party, when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, you get a Donkey Kong sticker. Normally you'd get 100 party points, but you get a Donkey Kong sticker. When you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo into the game Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you get some random items. When you tap it in the game Yoshi's Crafted World, you get the amiibo box. I thought there would be a special Donkey Kong themed box, but I guess not. In The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, when you tap in the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo, you also get some random items. In the video game Super Mario Odyssey, when you tap the Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo in, you get a coin. So, alternatively, you could also ask Uncle Amiibo here to find a moon. However, I've 100%ed this game and it would be useless to. In the video game Kirby Planet Robobot, when you tap the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo in, you get the Donkey Kong, and you get the fighter ability when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo. In the video game Mario Party 10, when you tap in the Donkey Kong amiibo, it actually unlocks Amiibo Party, which is really cool because you get to use the Donkey Kong board in Amiibo Party, and you also get to, with the amiibo, you can also, you can play Amiibo Party with it. So, yeah, that's a lot of games that the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo works in. Sadly, I don't have the game Donkey Kong Bonanza, so I can't show you any gameplay footage for what the amiibo does in that game, but yeah. Personally, though, I would not get this amiibo at full price. If you could find it secondhand, and if it's lower in price, then I would recommend picking it up. Only if it's a good deal, though. Anything below $30. I wouldn't pay full price for this, which is what I did. I had a coupon from Best Buy, and I was able to get a discount on the Donkey Kong Bonanza amiibo. So if there's any other games that I missed, do let me know in the comments down below. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it or were educated by this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe down below. I have a Discord server where I could also talk about amiibo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.